Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. Today we're going to have a reading for the sign of Virgo for the month of August. I am so happy to be back on my regular schedule. And, so this one wanted to be already on the table for you. I am so happy to be back after a period of illness and so many things that were going awry and getting in the way of my regular routines. And I'm so sorry that I didn't post almost any videos in July. And I am so happy to be back. So I would also like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also like and share the video if it resonates with you. So let's start Virgo for the month of August. Singer of intuition. Beautiful. Okay. So this was the first card. Wow. The Shaman. It's the Magician card on this deck. Beautiful. Six of Bows, abundance. This is the Six of Wands on this deck. Nine of Vessels, generosity. It's the Nine of Cups. 10 of Stones with home. 10 of Pentacles. And finally, the 5 of Arrows with frustration. It's the 5 of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Then we have Fields, collective service, harvest, equanimity. And darkness, skipping steps, ego, illness, evil, delirium, and danger. Okay. And lastly, I am going to choose an Ogham, which is the Celtic alphabet. Okay. So this is Sally. This is equivalent to the letter S. And this Ogham speaks to, I'm sorry, it's out of focus. Sorry. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so this Ogham speaks to us about night vision, or about the night time, what we see at night, and specifically what pertains to the lunar cycles, and also femininity. But here with the darkness right beside it, I feel like there's some type of wisdom that may come at night, or when you have less sensory input. If you close your eyes, or if you are in meditation, if you are, with the singer of intuition, I feel like maybe it's when you listen to your inner voice. I feel like there's something in the darkness, in the dark aspects that needs to be seen. Or maybe it's not seen, maybe it's something that you will listen to, or something that you will hear something, because the singer, you have the singer of intuition. So it's something about the sounds and the vibrations, or the feeling of sound. or even that's interesting, maybe even something pertaining to rhythm. I don't think this is the first time that I'm talking about music and sound and for the Virgo collective, so I don't know why exactly. Maybe we have some musicians listening, or some singers, or maybe people who work in healing with sound, something around that. Um, okay, so I actually feel like in August for you, there are many aspects that are going to be worked at, and I feel like as as you are working with this new rhythm, maybe you are also getting into a new pattern, a new routine. I feel like this is a change that has already happened, and maybe you had to change jobs or something like that, or change something in your reality that um, needed to be adjusted. There's some adjustment that you have made, I feel. And I feel like now in August, you're going to maybe address different aspects of that change. And I feel like you are going to have to deal with something. I don't think it's something that you're not expecting. I don't think you will be surprised by any sort of like mishap or challenge or blockage or something. I feel like you are going to face something that you already felt like it was time to face. And I feel like it's something that has to do with your material, um, the way you manage your material possessions or wealth, or even how you manage your home. Um, and I also feel like there's this energy of needing to complete something and being maybe a little bit challenged in that, maybe a little bit impatient, like you want to move on and maybe it's not time. And I feel like you need to realize that you are winning and you are being victorious. Even if you are facing those challenges, it doesn't mean like, it's not like a message that you should give up. It's not, it doesn't mean so much, right? I don't think these challenges will be so meaningful as to like make you change your ways completely or something like that. But I do feel like what is a challenge for you is to not interpret them in the wrong way. Um, Not taking things so personally, and realizing that things have their own rhythm, they have their own cycles, they have their own song. And I feel like if you close your eyes and you don't see the situation, mm, maybe if you see the situation with your eyes closed, so with your inner vision, and you are a little bit more patient, you'll see that you are actually winning, that you're actually doing very, very well. And you won't be so frustrated if you realize that there's this underlying message for you, and there's this underlying weaving, there's this kind of storyline that is maybe hidden to you right now because you are looking at the situation in a certain way. So I'm being so vague. I know it's not really specific. This month I really wanted to approach the readings in a more emotional, intuitive way, and not be so specific about happenings or maybe people or something like that. Like, I want to really understand the spiritual path of the people that I am talking to. So this is the way I want to approach the readings this month. So it's a really much more subtle. I feel it's a subtle way to communicate the message that comes in the cards. So I feel like maybe this is kind of annoying to you because you want maybe something a little bit more specific. But I think that you have to realize that maybe your power right now is about the unseen. Your real power lies in the things that are not things you can touch and things you can, like in your practical life. It's not your practical life right now. It's something that will influence your practical life, that will affect your practical life, but that's not the work you need to do right now. I feel like you really need to think in you have to have this bigger picture approach to this. You have to see this as a whole. And also, if you're interacting, if what you have in mind right now is something that is related to a group of people, I would advise you by seeing this spread, to try to see the dynamics as a whole, like to try to see the different pieces coming together, but as a whole, not look at the tiny details. And maybe for some of you who are very like Virgo energy, which is usually much more detail oriented and like micro managing a little bit, but in a good way, of course, because you're very precise and you're very exact, and it's very healing sometimes to be able to focus on a very specific subject and then move on and follow some sort of an order. But I feel like at this time, what is asked of you is to kind of retreat your senses, to look more towards your own rhythms, towards your own sounds, like the sound of your heart, the sound of your voice, the sound of if you can feel like your blood flow, like very subtle. I feel like there's this subtlety that is needed, but also when you when you come out of that state and then you start interacting, to have a more collective overview, like a generalized approach to whatever situation. And there's also some aspect of sharing things with others, or maybe even allowing others to do stuff that normally you don't. Maybe even sharing your home with others and sharing your abundance with others. And giving space to others, space, time, and resources to others, but in a way where you don't feel like you have to manage them, because you will feel like frustrated if you have to fight, if you have to it will be a challenge, right? But maybe even there's a different way we can go about this. I feel like there's this magical healing that might happen in yourself. There's a discovery that you will make about like a superpower about yourself, that if you allow the things that usually annoy you to become something else, and not take things too seriously, and see the bigger picture of things, I think you'll be very, very happy because you feel useful. You will feel like something moves out of the way and allows you to see how useful you are, and actually increase your self-esteem when you thought that, oh no, I'm being used, I'm being exploited in some way, people are abusing me, and they are abusing my resources. But maybe it's the approach, it's the way you offer your resources and the way you allow things to unfold with others that is draining you. And if you just it's the way you give, and it's the way you allow people to come into your space that is going to change, because you are going to have like I feel like there's this something that you will hear. I don't know if it's the sound, if it's the sound of your own voice, like your own inner guidance, or if it's a cue that comes from the outside. I don't know. And once you do that, you will feel really good, because you will feel like people value you. And that is very, very important this month for you. Yeah. There's this intrinsic value about yourself that I think is going to be very apparent to others, which is going to be really good for you as you evolve, there's this spiritual journey that is going to take you somewhere else after you feel like you are useful and you are on the right path and you are with the right people at the right time. So yeah, this is what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you so much for this. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share and like the video if it resonated with you. So thank you so much for this. Bye.